Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's topic is Docker Basics or Docker Overview. Here I'm going to cover why do we need Docker, where does Docker operate, what is Docker, software stacks. When we do development of any software or application, then there are some set of key software stacks which are needed. So I'll be covering them. How does Docker solve deployment problem? So we'll be covering it. Let us start. First one is why do we need Docker? So here when we do the development of any application, then what we notice then it work on the developer machine perfectly, and when we install it from one machine to another machine, then it start breaking or it doesn't work. So there are 3 points here. One is, let's suppose you developing some set of application on your machine from last 6 months and you install lots of dependencies, some setups related to that software, and it is absolutely working on your machine. But when new members are joining in your teams, then let's suppose we need to deploy that same setup, same application on hundreds of new systems, then it start breaking and it doesn't work as per uh, expectations. Then other point is when your application is ready and you want to deploy that from one development environment to UAT environment or production environment. When you deploy that from development environment to other environment, then it start breaking. So that is another observations you can say or normally happens in this IT industry. And third one is there are some set of requirement. Let's suppose I have thousands of customers and I need to deploy my software on their environment. And when I deploy them their environment, then it start breaking. So that is the problems which we face during the deployment of your application. So to resolve these kind of problems, what is the solution? Docker is the one option. So that's the reason we need Docker to resolve these problems, which are very common problems. Now next one is, where does Docker operate? So normally in the development life cycle, you can say design phase, development phase, deployment phase, and testing, and then release phase. Okay. So in these all Dockers comes into the picture in deployment phase. So this is all about that. Here you can see in this diagram, Docker is present in entire workflow, but its main use in the deployment phase. So in this diagram, it is saying I work at this stage. This stage deployment stage. However, it present in entire workflows of your application. So that is all about this. Now coming to where does Docker operates, and another part, Docker makes process of application deployment very easy, efficient, and resolve a lots of issue related to deploying applications. So as we discuss, three problems: shifting one machine to another machine, shifting from one environment to another environment. When we shifting, deploying it to product customer environment, then we saw lots of problems, and those kind of problems can be resolved with the help of Docker. Next one is, what is Docker? Now we are on key questions. What is Docker basically? So Docker is a world's leading software container platform. So what we have, it work as a orchestrator of containers. We can create many containers and then put your applications and setups under the containers, and then mm, so this work just like a um, software container platforms. Now, next one is, let us understand in an easy way in our software development life cycle. So what is that basically? This is normally when we do the development of any application, then we can see front-end component, backend component, database, environment, library, dependency, lots of environment and library dependency or setup. Let's suppose I'm developing any React application there. I need to install lots of dependency packages there related to Node, related to third-party controls, related to third-party libraries, various things. Okay, so those are the dependency and some other setups also. Okay, so that is part of libraries and dependency, which is very, very important here. So this is complete, you can say, platform of for any application which we develop. These are the key stacks which are needed. Now coming to here, how are we going to resolve or how are we going to packaging all of these? So that is the question, and that can be done with the help of Docker. That's why Docker is needed. So let us move to one example. Normally in shipping industry, what we use the container. You know, let's suppose I need to ship something from New Delhi to London, right? Then what I can do that material can be anything. Some of the example, then I can put them into the container, and then that container can go via a road, via train, or via ship from one place to another place. And we would ensure that your containers would take care for everything. And so that is all about this shipping industry, which is solving their problem with the help of containerization or with by using the containers. Okay, now what we do, what we does, they put all their material into the containers. So that is one. Now coming to our example, how to solve deployment problems. So here basically this Docker comes into the picture to do the packaging of front end, back end, DB, dependency, and various other libraries. So when we use the Docker, then it would resolve your deployment problems, same like shipping problems. Okay. And then basically containers allow developers to package up an application with the all part of it needs, such as library, other dependency, and ship it all out as a one package. Okay. So that is the beauty of this Docker and containers, right? Now coming to this example, what we have here basically, you can do the development on your development environment or in your developer PC, and then do the packaging and then put that container into the Docker. I mean, Docker will create the container and you can put all your package into that. And then you can deploy that to multiple PC. Okay, you can say PC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So those can be different PC or those can be different environment from dev environment to production UAT or many more or customer environment. So in this way, with the help of Docker, we can do complete packaging of your dependency, your OS, your front end, back end, everything, whatever you have there in your softwares or your application, right? So here, when we deploy that, then it works everywhere, wherever is deploying in 100% guarantee with the 100% guarantee or in same way which work in the development environment. So this is one example, you can see. So now how to solve the deployment problem with the help of Docker. And Docker is, you know, uh, software container platform which help our deployment, which solve our deployment problems. So that is the beauty of Docker. Okay. Now, in this way, we solving this deployment issue. And thank you very much for watching. That's all about basics and overview of Docker. In next video, we'll be covering the practical assessment for the Docker and containers. Thank you for your time. See you in next video.